I think it's
Yeah.
really important for people to have a higher value and to push themselves towards that. So, like for me, that's honesty. So I try to live my life in the most honest way possible, right? And that's
Yep.
metaphorically, that is my God. The principle of honesty and
Yeah.
truth is my God. That's what I want to live up to. So I
Yeah.
think we probably agree that it would be useful for people to do that because I do think there is some times where people don't have that, where it's like
Yeah.
there's nothing they're going for, or it's like,
It's true.
we should completely dismantle, everything that's and this is probably a bit vague, but it just kind of feels like sometimes there's this notion of like, oh, we need to dismantle anything that like ranks values or sets up a hierarchy. Everything is subjective. That kind of those kind of
Yeah.
views are crazy. Now on the other end, I
Uh-huh.
obviously think that people that are like very, very, very strict about religion and say like this is the only way to be, those people are obviously insane too. And I'm glad we're overall a progressive
Yeah.
society, but I do think that it's very important for people to value stuff, um,
Yep.
and to really be hold themselves accountable for that too. And I don't mean that in like a disciplinary way, but just in a way that's like, okay, I want to be the best person for me. I want to be the best person for my family and for the world. And so
Hmm.
it's important for me to think about how I'm thinking, the actions I'm taking, what I'm doing day to day.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
I like to inspire people that way, so
Yeah. I agree. I think where I disagree or where I look at that and I go, okay, but without anything eternal, without anything significant, you
Mhm.
said it yourself, like the scope of which you can, like, how big would your impact be?
I mean the max
You can't
yeah,
you can't possibly believe that you would have a huge impact if you're only here for 80 years, maybe,
huge. I mean,
60 years.
yeah,
60
but
years of that you're working, you're retired for 10 or 15 or 20 years, or you're a kid, all those kind of bookends. You start in
sure.
diapers, you end in diapers, right? That's what they say. But so like, where I struggle with that worldview, or with that perspective, is like, man, that is like, how much of an impact can you truly have, if that's truly the case? Because I don't believe it can be. By definition, it can't be very large.
I would actually agree with you, but what I'm saying is that's
Yeah.
that I think it's better to accept that than to believe, in my perspective, and I
Yeah.
admittedly could do more research on this. It's better to believe that than to, without evidence, believe we can have a bigger impact.